Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV, another quick game of interplanetary ice spy going on here, and today we are looking at Sol 1450 again, and I've got it up here in the Gigapan. There's lots and lots of crazy stuff in this image, guys. You really want to have a look at this one. This is the one, and credit to Neville Thompson for this, another brilliant job here. This is the one that is southwest, okay? There are a number of these, but this is the one facing in that direction. And the anomaly we're looking for, I can't remember exactly where it is. So what I will do is I will take a clip of this when I find it again, because I did find this a while back, and I'll mark it for you so you can follow my image and it will point you to it, okay? But I think it's sort of near the centre here somewhere, but there's a hell of a lot of debris in this area, so it's kind of understandable that I've lost the thing that I found before, because I stupidly didn't mark it on a little map. I usually make a little image map when I do these things and put little marks on the image to show where to look, okay? But I didn't do it this time, so I do apologise for that, but I assure you it's in the image, okay? So there will be a little guide to that later on in the video to show you where to look. And first of all, I'll show you this thing up in the corner, which I thought was really odd. We have right down here in the background, you've got this pile of debris here in the foreground, and right behind it you have some mountainous structures in the background, which is probably miles away, and you have this really odd looking structure here. Now, I'm not saying this is anything other than a kind of mountainous structure, but it's got a very odd kind of morphology to it, and I'll show you that quickly first, because that was weird. I don't really know what to make of that at all. Here it is, okay? Very pale and pasty. It's a very long way off. It could be 10 miles, could be further. Okay, but you have what looks like a kind of square edge to this thing. I'll show you the enhancement. There we go. Got a long straight part to it here and a weird structure to it. Now, I don't really know what that is, okay? It's probably natural, but I thought it was strange. There we have it. That's the enhancement. I've just really gone in heavy with the contrast there, and you can see this straight line here. So don't know what to call that. Absolutely no idea what that is. Just thought I'd point it out. The main anomaly I was going to look at today with this set was this. And right in the middle of this debris field you have what looks like a buried statue head. Okay, now this is completely a raw clip. I've done absolutely nothing to this. I've just taken a clip and there it is, and there's eyes and a nose and a head. Now I appreciate there isn't much of this to go by, but even in the raw image, if you look carefully, you can see an eye here, okay? Like a bluish eyeball there, with like an iris there and an eye and a nose. Now when you get really close it goes very grungy, so I took some other clips and enhanced it just a little bit. And what's odd about this is you can actually see this eye really quite clearly. There's there like an eyebrow and an eye, and this is the nose, nostrils here, other eye here, head going right back, elongated head, and some weird kind of snake-like structures on the headdress, if that's what it is, okay? And it's also very shiny, looks kind of metallic as well. Okay, so I'll show you another close-up of that I got here, which would be this one is the last one, where I've enhanced the contrast more. I've enlarged it. I haven't done a lot to it, but actually it doesn't look great. I do appreciate that, but what you can see here is this snake-like structure. Now, that's what really made me think maybe this is a buried statue, because when you look at some of the Egyptian stuff that we have down here, of course, they have these snake-like structures on their headgear, okay? Many Egyptian statues have these, you know, going back thousands of years. And that's just one I picked up. I mean, this is probably something to do with Tutankhamun, or one of those pharaohs that was found about 100 years ago. And amazing metalwork they used to do. In fact, they used electrolysis to charge the liquid gold so that it would stick to the surface of these items. Something that we only started doing about 150 years ago, 120 years ago even. So they were using very advanced technology of some sort and techniques to make these things, okay? which I thought was interesting anyway. So there we have it. That's all there is to this one, really. I'll show you a bit further back, because that gives you a rough idea where to look. Okay, you've got this diagonal looking rock here, and I'll just flip through. Okay, don't want to have seen that. There we go. But even in the unenhanced image, you can see that there's an eye just there, which is really quite spooky looking. You turn up the contrast, and that eye pops out just there. Okay, can you see that? It's not that clear, I know, but it's there. It's certainly there. There's a close-up. And I've just enhanced the contrast on this part here to try and bring out this detail, but it's very vague. This is a bit of a way off from the camera, so it's not a great quality image. It's not terrible. But as always, because the camera is set to infinity focus, it doesn't really focus sharply on anything. Everything's a bit kind of out of focus. But that's the way the mass cam is set on the Curiosity rover. And it rarely takes in focus close-ups of anything. And when it does, it's usually just a drill hole or something like that. So there we go, guys. Thank you for watching. Clips coming up now. I'll see you soon.